What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So what is the most dangerous thing that somebody can do? I'm going to trick y'all with this video. You know I like doing that, come on. The most dangerous thing somebody can do. Richard Grant at one point, one of the things that he said I agree with the most. I mean, I agree with pretty much all the stuff, but literally the most agreeable thing he ever said is Buddhism in the Western world is a dangerous thing. Now that kind of means nothing if you don't think about it, but what did he mean by that? What he meant by that is Buddhism teaches tolerance to the utmost. However, when that's taken out of context and westernized, that means, tolerate everything, take in everything. I.e., be codependent as shit and just let people walk all over you. So what is the most dangerous thing that somebody can do is to be too tolerant. Now, every single one of you that have been in a narcissistic relationship, whether it be romantic or with your family, we all look back and go, I should not have been so tolerant. I should not have put up with so much shit. It put me in the position to be abused. Did it or did it not? If you disagree, comment right now, because I know the fuck you don't disagree. Because you were so tolerant, you allowed yourself to be abused, right? That's his theory behind Buddhism in the Western world. If you take it out of context, you get too liberal, you get too forgiving, and you allow things to happen that should not have happened. We all know this. Now, here's a trick part of the video. Looking at the political scene lately, and I know y'all hate political videos, that's why I tricked you. But just look at it, hear me out. Give it some thought. If you disagree, sure, why not? The Western world has become too tolerant. So I'm getting off the recent London terrorist attacks. I'm going to call it Islamic terrorist attacks because it fucking was. They're afraid to say it was Islamic. Why? It is what it is. If a fucking big black dude punches you in the face, you can't say a big black dude punched me in the face. No, that's what fucking happened. But everybody is so overly tolerant now. Just like allowing things to happen that should not fucking happen. Now, a lot of y'all are going to be fucking pissy about this, the more liberal of you. But it's fucking ridiculous. It's stupid. You know, just as well as I know, in order to have a healthy relationship, you have to have strong boundaries. Now, why is that any different than a country? Why should a country not have strong boundaries and say, hey, I'm only going to let the good in and the bad can stay out? You have to do that to keep yourself alive. You don't think a country needs to do that as well? This fucking... I just don't get it. It's just like you would kind of think that like politicians and people running a country would have a general census of how life needs to operate. This holds true for all life everywhere. You have to keep the bad out and the good in. You have to fucking have boundaries. You can't allow too much to be tolerated. You have to set some lines somewhere and say enough is enough. And people are refusing to do it. Countries are refusing to do it. And it bewilders me. It's like they haven't learned the first lesson of life. The very first lesson of life that you need to know. They don't have. Why? Everybody is so afraid of being called xenophobic or Islamophobic or whatever the fuck, or you name it. The list goes on and on. The men, alpha male, red-blooded, meat-eating men are afraid of being called misogynistic or part of the patriarchy. Shut the fuck up with that shit. Guys, the world needs to get some balls again. The world has lost its balls, like legitimately. Everywhere I look, with few exceptions, just giant fucking rollover, spineless pussies. Which leads me to another point. Is it? This was kind of stepping back on what I've said before, but it's an interesting point, something to think about. Is it that there is a narcissistic epidemic? I've made valid points to that many times. Or is it that we're just allowing it? We're such fucking pussies now that we're just allowing it to happen. Whereas maybe 40, 50 years ago, we didn't allow that shit. So it didn't, accumulate into what it is now. You know, that whole thing is once again, laws of nature are never wrong. The laws of nature are always right. If it works in nature, it works for everything, everywhere. So let's say, you go into a territory and you kill all the foxes. Suddenly, all the plant life is dead because the rabbits have overrun. Think about that. We've killed all the foxes. We've killed all the people with balls. Now the rabbits, i.e., the narcissists, are going crazy. They're having a field day. They're doing whatever the fuck they want, and the whole ecosystem is shot because we didn't maintain a boundary. We didn't maintain balance. It just I don't understand. Fucking politicians are 60 years old, in charge of running countries, don't understand the basic fundamental natural laws of life. Sometimes you have to set up a border, people. Sometimes you have to say enough is enough. Because when you didn't do that with your narcissist, what happened? You got fucked, and you got fucked hard. So, don't know what you think, but Jesus, it's just so frustrating to see this. It's just so disheartening to see so much stupidity